If you clicked on this video because you're a big Balatro fan, let me explain myself. You're going to want to hear this. The reason Balatro could never be better than Slay the Spire isn't because they're both at 97% overwhelmingly positive, with Slay the Spire having nearly quadrupled the reviews. And it's not because I've spent an ungodly amount of hours trying to reach the top of the tower, and it's not even because one came out before the other and spawned a tidal wave of roguelike deck builders for years and years to come. The truth about why Balatro will never be able to surpass the masterpiece that is Slay the Spire boils down to one simple thing. But I'll get back to that in a moment. I have a lot of friends that play roguelike deck builders, and we frequently talk about which one we think is the best. While I've stood firmly beside Slay the Spire since its release, my friends have abandoned that same belief for Balatro.
Well, I mean, it is very good.
When I ask them why that is, they can't seem to point to a specific aspect that makes them think Balatro is better, aside from it just is. That got me thinking, why do some people like Balatro more? What is it about Slay the Spire that gives me such unwavering loyalty? After pondering for a while, I figured out exactly why Slay the Spire is the best roguelike deck builder of all time. Until Slay the Spire 2, of course. And before I tell you why, I just want to clear the air. Don't get it twisted. This isn't a Balatro hit piece. In fact, as I started writing out the script for this video, I decided to get back on Balatro and rediscovered my love for the game. It's definitely charming in some ways that Slay the Spire isn't. For instance, this song. This is basically the only song in the entire game, but as soon as I open Balatro and this starts playing, I'm entranced. Not to mention the every time my starts getting counted until it crescendos into a. You see and hear the fire as the calculations show you the whopping number you played to one-shot the boss blind. Talk about satisfying. Despite all that, the truth is, a great soundtrack and dopamine-inducing sound effects just aren't enough for me. I need more from my roguelike deck builder. I need to strive for my success. I need to really feel the power coming from my run. I need what I like to call the climb. The climb is exactly the reason why Slay the Spire is one of the greatest roguelikes of all time. Balatro is a safe game. It's relatable. Everyone either knows what poker is or has heard of it. Admittedly, when I first started playing, I had to brush up on what each of the hands were and what the hierarchy was, but it's a concept that's familiar to everyone. The soundtrack fills you with the same feeling. It's comfy. I get on Balatro and feel like I'm going to have a relaxing time. I can play my cards and have fun simply trying to make my number go up. There's no significant climb to speak of. I get a joker that makes my hands better and makes my number go up. That's about it. While this is slightly reductive of Balatro gameplay, when I win, I don't particularly feel empowered to try again at a different stake level. I don't get the same level of drive or urgency to grow and improve. The gameplay loop, aside from build variety, is practically the same every time. All I'm doing is looking at a deck of cards being played onto a poker table, and that's enough for a lot of people, but not for me. Slay the Spire scratches an itch that I have when it comes to progression. Progression is at the very heart of the roguelike concept. Aside from permadeath and dungeon crawling, players need to feel like they're being rewarded for their time. And that reward is unlockables, ascension levels, or simply knowledge to take into the next run. The concept alone invokes a sense of climbing. You're trying to reach the top of the tower and, well, slay the spire. Because of this core concept, the feeling of accomplishment in Slay the Spire is different in a way that Balatro could never be. There are so many working parts and systems in place to make every single climb up the spire feel different. Dozens of cards, relics, potions, tweaks to difficulties that make each run harder than the last. Now, I know what you're thinking. Balatro does the same thing, they're just named differently. Relics are jokers, potions are the various consumables, and the stakes are parallel to the ascensions. While all of these things are true, they're not executed in nearly the same way. In Slay the Spire, you fight enemies, elite enemies, bosses, have random encounters. There are double-edged swords wherever you go, and you have to weigh your options at every turn. Can you take that 20 damage hit to your health in this moment, or risk losing out on max HP for the rest of the run, ultimately causing you to heal less every time you want to rest, which is already a hindrance in and of itself because that means you miss out on a chance to upgrade your cards. It always feels like the Spire is actively working against you. And it is. Your job is to figure out how to succeed despite these odds. You always feel like your back is against the wall, and fighting your way out or dying trying is one hell of an adventure to me. There's so many builds that you can run, so many different interactions between relics and cards that you never even knew could work together. So many strategies for how you want to spend your money or which path you want to take. Do you want to target random encounters or get better cards? Do you go elite hunting or do you want to hit more campfires and get some upgrades? I don't find myself asking these questions when I play Balatro, and that's okay. Both games are truly amazing in their own right. Seriously. To Local Thunk, you made a fantastic game, and it's a truly impressive project from a solo developer. And to Megacrit, I can't wait to see what you guys cook up in Slay the Spire too. If only I knew how long I would have to wait. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time, see ya.